feel like you are constantly being pulled by your emotions? Do you experience constant highs and lows? Maybe you're always living in a state of anxiety or shutdown. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take control of your emotions and reactions so that you can stay in control of your life. My name is Jamie Holloman. I am a clinical hypnotherapist, and I understand how hard it can be to stay in control of your emotions. That's why in this video, I'm going to teach you about emotional intelligence. After watching this video, you will never have to let your emotions get the best of you again. But before we jump in, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video. It is Qualia Resilience from the Neurohacker Collective. Do you often feel run down, stressed out, basically feel like you can't keep up anymore? If you suffer from a chronic illness, or if you are just run down in general, then you know how important it is to find ways to reduce stress. But what if I told you there was not only a way to reduce stress, but also improve your mental performance during times of stress? I want to introduce Qualia Resilience. This is a very unique supplement that helps to promote the balance in your stress management while also supporting peak mental performance. In other words, it helps you make more resilient to stress. Qualia Resilience is perfect for anyone who is looking for a natural approach to stress relief and health. It's backed by science, and it's designed to help your body recover faster from stressful situations. So if you're ready to start feeling better and performing at your best, head to the link in the description and use the code Jamie Holloman to get 15% off of your purchase of Qualia Resilience, on top of any promotions that are already being offered by Neurohacker Collective. I can't wait for you to try it. So now, emotional intelligence. This is our ability to understand, use, and manage our emotions in positive ways, to relieve stress, to communicate effectively, to empathize with others, to overcome challenges, and to diffuse conflict. Mastering your emotions means you can discern and properly label your emotions and when you're experiencing it. It means you can control your emotions in a way that doesn't harm yourself or others. It allows you to watch from a distance in a non-attached way. When you develop emotional intelligence, you are learning how to connect with yourself, and in return, you are gaining the ability to connect with others. We're wired to need connection. Emotional intelligence is an important skill that we must all develop and improve as children so we can become mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually robust adults. It consists of multiple components, the most important one being self-awareness. Self-awareness gives you the ability to tune into your own emotions and to understand how they impact your thoughts and behaviors. When you're self-aware, you can monitor your reactions to events and people, and you can make choices that are in alignment with your goals and your values. When you are self-aware, you are able to notice your conditioned reactions. You make the conscious decision to respond in a healthy, more appropriate manner. This leads me to the first way in which you can learn to control your emotions and your reactions. I believe this is the foundational layer. That is self-awareness. One way to become more self-aware is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the act of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you are mindful, you are aware of your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without getting caught up in them. You are able to observe your reactions, to watch them from a distance. This allows you to respond rather than react to the events and the people in your life. You have control. Mindfulness can be practiced in many ways, but one of the simplest and most effective ways is through meditation. Meditation is a form of mindfulness that involves focusing your attention on a single object or activity and letting all other thoughts and distractions fade into the background. There are many different types of meditation, but one of the most popular and easiest to learn is breath awareness. In this type of meditation, you simply focus your attention on your breath as it comes in and goes out. If your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath. It's okay. With practice, you will be able to train your mind to focus on the present moment and become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Other ways to practice mindfulness include taking a few moments each day to tune into your body, to notice how you're feeling physically. Pay attention to any tension or pain that you may be holding in your body and take a few deep breaths to release it. Taking time to notice your thoughts and emotions throughout the day. When you catch yourself getting lost in worry or rumination, bring your attention back to the present moment. Focus on your breath. The second way to control your emotions and reactions is a technique called focusing. This was developed by Dr. Eugene Glendlin, and it's a technique to use whenever you are feeling intense emotion. When you are triggered, when you're just feeling uncomfortable, negative feelings. First, begin to locate your feeling in your body. Start to communicate with it. Now, it's a series of questions that will help you uncover what is really beneath your feelings. From there, you can hear what it's trying to tell you, and then find out what the sensation needs to feel better. When you use this process, you can begin to shift and release all of the trapped emotions. You can peel back the layers until it's all gone. To do this, when you're feeling emotionally activated, just close your eyes, drop your awareness into your body. Begin to notice where you feel any physical sensations. This is called a felt sense. It's the physical imprint of an event that was trapped in your body and is now reacting to your environment, causing your emotional response. Then begin to ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling right now? Or, this sensation makes me feel so? Let the answer come to your mind. Once you get the emotion, you want to find the belief that's attached. To do this, just say in your mind, I am feeling whatever the emotion is, which makes me feel so. Then you get the belief. From there, ask that sensation, what do you need to feel better? Visualize receiving it and having it. Keep asking it and visualizing until there is nothing else, or you can feel the sensation shift and the emotion subside. That's focusing. The third way to control your emotions is to become aware of your emotional conditioning. How our parents dealt with their own emotions and how they responded to ours has a significant influence on how we deal with our feelings now. Children look to caregivers for guidance in regulating their own emotions and addressing the emotional demands of others. As a result, we establish coping mechanisms for dealing with life's challenges that eventually become ingrained in us by the time we reach adulthood. Unfortunately, we also install solidified belief systems that become the lens through which we see the world. This is known as vicarious conditioning. When a child learns to deny their feelings, they eventually lose the capacity to recognize when they're even occurring. This is how reacting versus responding becomes the inevitable outcome. When a child is repeatedly exposed to a negative circumstance over which they believe they have no control, they will eventually stop looking for a method to alter their fate. And they form a belief system that states they will never be able to change their life or these feelings. So whatever emotions they are feeling must be repressed and suppressed. And coping mechanisms like depression and anxiety are put into place as an act of protection. Learned helplessness becomes a conditioned response, and it is present in their adult life and on every level. Once you become aware of your conditioned reactions, you can implement new, healthier ways of being. To do this, you want to look to your parents, your siblings, anybody else in your household, even your teachers from when you were a child, and begin to dissect how they acted and how they dealt with their own emotions as well as yours. Then you can compare their ways of being with your own. The fourth way to control your emotions is to become familiar with your triggers. A trigger is any kind of stimuli that causes a painful memory to resurface. It's a reminder of a past trauma or an extreme emotion that you're holding on to that causes you to want to attack or defend. Usually the memory sits in an unconscious level. You feel the feeling associated with that memory, but the memory itself isn't in your conscious awareness. You believe you're reacting to the outside world. Usually the response to the trigger is completely out of proportion to the actual stimulus. Triggers are meant to teach us. They are here to show us the false limiting beliefs that are trapped in our subconscious minds. That's what we're reacting to. We feel so we can heal. When you heal the core memory or the belief, the trigger goes away. You can also practice actively replacing your triggered reaction with a healthier response. So now to identify your triggers, ask yourself, A, what things trigger me emotionally that you already know about? In what ways do I react to these triggers? Are they appropriate and necessary? Why do I react the way I do to those triggers? Now, what can I replace it with, or how can I create a positive response? When you're feeling triggered, place your hand over your heart and ask, what is the positive of this situation? How will this help me grow? Ask yourself, what does this situation really mean? The fifth method for managing your emotions is through vagus nerve toning or nervous system regulation. The vagus nerve is the longest and the most complex of all of the cranial nerves. It starts in the brain stem. It extends through to the neck, the chest, where it branches out to various organs. The vagus nerve is responsible for many things: heart rate, gut motility, immune function, neurotransmission. It's also been shown to play a role in social behaviors such as empathy, trust. There are many ways to tone the vagus nerve, but one of the simplest and the most effective is through deep breathing. When we are stressed, our sympathetic nervous system is activated. we go into fight or flight. This is characterized by shallow breathing, increased heart rate, a release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Conversely, when we are relaxed, the parasympathetic nervous system is activated and we enter rest, digest, and heal. This is characterized by deep breathing, a decreased heart rate, and a release of calming hormones like oxytocin. So by taking deep breaths, we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system to promote relaxation. This in turn will help to control our emotions and our reactions. You'll have a clear mind. A simple breathing technique is just to breathe in for the count of 4, hold for the count of 6, and exhale for 8 seconds. Having a longer exhale signals to your body that you are safe. Short, shallow breaths are an indicator of danger and flight. Your body thinks you're running away. Now, the last and final technique for controlling your emotions is going to likely sound ridiculous at first, but hear me out. It's by changing the meaning. Now, this is what I mean by this. For you to have an emotion, it first starts as a feeling in your body. Someone says something to you, or you are faced with a challenge, and a feeling arises in your body. Once that feeling arises, your mind interprets that feeling through the lens of your subconscious programming. Based on your lens, it attaches a meaning to whatever is happening. That meaning becomes an emotion. An example of this is nervousness and excitement are the exact same feeling. The only difference is the meaning you have attached to it. You're either really excited to go on the roller coaster or you're crapping your pants. It's the meaning. So if you want to manage your emotions, become aware of your perception and change it. Some helpful questions you can ask yourself that will change your perception and the meaning that you attach to it are, what is another way to look at this? What is the positive? How can I reframe this? An example of this would be if you were to get stage fright. The feeling would likely be nerves or butterflies in your stomach. The meaning that you have attached to that is something that is likely along the lines of, I'm going to embarrass myself, or I'm not good enough. If you were to change the meaning to, this is exciting, it's my chance to shine, I'm so prepared, I got this, I love this, your entire emotional state would change. So those are 5 techniques that you can use to control and manage your emotions to help to increase your emotional intelligence. The goal is not to be emotionless, but to be in control of your emotions so that they don't control you. When you have mastered this, you will find that you are able to live a much more joyful and fulfilling life. But the good news is that it's never too late to start taking care of yourself emotionally. And you can do it from the comfort of your own home. With my new Emotional Mastery online program, it's a self-paced, self-guided program, you will learn how to do everything that I just talked about and more. I give handouts, I give journal questions that help you to uncover your conditioning, to uncover your limiting belief systems. I give you meditations and hypnotic programming recordings to change and integrate your conditioning and your belief systems at a deep subconscious level. I give tools and techniques for dealing with each specific emotion. I give the education behind it, so you could be fully equipped to tackle life's challenges. You even get tips on how to regulate your nervous system. And the best part is, you can start seeing results immediately. So why wait? If you're ready to take charge of your emotional well-being, if you're ready to change the outcome of your life, click the link in the description box and use the discount code YouTube to receive 15%. If you are ready to take the next steps, head on over to jamieholloman.com, where you can book your free 30-minute strategy session with me today. I can't wait to meet you.